Hey everybody, today is September 21st, 2025, and you're listening to the While We Still Can podcast. We're going to talk about some Missouri news, some national news, and anything else that comes up that we feel like talking about. Hey Tina, pretty cool rally yesterday at the Capitol in Jefferson City.
You know,
it was hot,
really
but there was still a good turnout. Yep.
It was really fun. You always leave there feeling a lot better. And Jess Piper was there, and she did such an amazing job.
She really is a fantastic speaker.
Yeah, she's amazing. So I was really, and she's like Will, where she can talk to the specific type, demographic of people that live in Missouri, mid-Missouri, because she is from, Northern Missouri, was a teacher. So she speaks very well, and she knows how to speak to the people in Missouri.
Well, because she's living the same issues as the everybody else.
Yes, she is. And it's really nice to have someone speaking up for all of us.
But one of the most valuable things about her message is that, people blame us for voting in these jackwagons, but we don't have anybody else to vote for. And if you're in rural America, it's hard for candidates that want to run on the Democratic ticket to get any money because the party thinks it's a lost cause, and, it's just hard to raise any money. And if you can't raise money, no one will give you money. It's just a vicious cycle of defeat. So the end result is you go to the ballot box and there's a Republican there to vote for, and that's it.
And they're just nasty in this state. They're bad. It's bad. Speaking of how bad they are, so we know that they recently, Mikey Ho bent the knee to Cheeto and called the special session, and they've redistricted. They drew some new maps, and come to find out that they're incompetent. So,
I was thinking about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
You're saying they rushed?
Oh, they rushed to redraw these maps and break a bunch of laws. And if you look at the map, they fucked up and gave some people 2 votes for Congress.
The funny thing is, I was thinking that once they figured that out, they're probably like, wait, are those folks are they going to vote Republicans? Because we'll just let them vote twice. But if these are people that are going to vote for Democrats, maybe we should fix this. I just imagine that being a conversation somewhere because everything's in the onion right now, onion world.
Literally. You can't tell. Yeah. You have to double check.
You can't tell.
Oh, is that PBS?
That's not normal.
Is it NPR or Onion? Oh, NPR. Shit. Okay. But Elad Gross, who was running for Attorney General last election cycle, does a very, very, very good job of explaining exactly what did not follow the Constitution and how this could have happened and moving forward, how this is going to go, because it sounds like it's going to go to the Missouri Supreme Court and they're going to be like,
Under this map, voters in that little triangle get to vote for 2 members of Congress because someone screwed up. The existence of that triangle in 2 districts also means that the maps are not contiguous because Congressional District 5 now has a little island in the middle of Congressional District 4. And it means that the districts no longer have equal population. Those are 2 pretty important requirements. So not only did the governor and the legislature entirely ignore Missouri's constitutional requirements, they couldn't even draw the maps correctly.
So I guess my question is, what happens after that?
Yeah, good question. So speaking of the Missouri Supreme Court, a tweet from the the Senate Democrats says, Missouri judge strikes down ballot summary for anti-abortion measure backed by Republican lawmakers. Quote, the summary prepared by Republican lawmakers failed to inform voters that the new measure would repeal an abortion rights amendment adopted by voters last year. So the way they're phrasing things in this is just extremely vague and misleading. And so a Missouri judge struck down that ballot language. So that's a good thing.
That is good. We have some, I'm sure they're just going to rewrite it to something even shittier. But when we're bemoaning that there aren't any guardrails anymore, once in a while we'll see something come through the court that no, that's not true. There's still some attention to justice right now. Well, and they're tying in the legislation for the gender transition, hormone treatments and stuff for trans children. And they're trying to sneak that in just to be dicks because they like to bully children. I don't fucking understand the adults bullying children. I don't understand it.
Well, I understand it. It's terrible, but I get it. They've identified transgender people, whether they're adults or children, as a scapegoat because nobody has any understanding of what they're going through, right? So it's easy to dogpile on these folks because nobody understands. So
right, and so I can understand not understanding, but why do you give a fuck?
Because they can manipulate with it. That's why. That's the only reason. It could you could.
So they're still bullying children, or bullying
but they don't
people.
Care. That's their point: is to manipulate people through identifying
emotional triggers,
an other, if you will. And in this case, the other is.
And I understand that.
We've been through other cycles in the past where the other was different. 20 years ago. And it still happens, but people that were Muslim, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everything was anti-Muslim this and anti-Muslim that because that was identified as the other group, right?
I mean, now, Jews and the Nazis, I get it, I know. But it's like...
That's where we're at.
I guess, my problem is my brain... I don't understand society shit, so this is why.
So for a reasonable person... You would go and read about what a transgender person goes through, maybe read a firsthand account of what it's like to
go through
that in your life, right? And maybe these folks are the parents of a transgender person. What did you go through? What was that like? And at the end of the day, you'll realize that these decisions are nobody's business. First of all, they're difficult decisions. Nobody goes into that lightly or without some research into the situation, right? But then you realize that
there's grieving
along
with it.
For some people,
you know that the challenges for your child are going to be more than if they were not.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
And
there's some concern there.
Empathy comes in. That's what I try to explain to people. I'm like, how can you say how you would be in a situation you've never been in? And also, I know that you're a good parent and you love your child. So I'm going to assume that if your child was having gender dysphoria, you are going to do anything to make sure your child does not do the worst thing that you can think of to themselves.
Because the suicide rates amongst transgender people it's very high because the world's full of assholes, frankly. That's why.
And people who aren't even willing to stretch their brain into the walk a mile in anybody else's shoes.
Right.
But I'm also listen, you love your child. I love my child. I am going to do anything to make sure they are okay. Anything. Mm-hmm. And you are too. So don't tell me that you wouldn't do that same fucking thing.
If a person's never gone through that, good for them. But at the end of the day, those decisions are best made amongst a family with advice from their doctors, And what just still kills me is that the Republican Party, who's the party of minimal government and, keep your hands out of our homes and minimal this, they're the first ones to jump on the bandwagon to force these things into law. It's absurd to me. They've lost their minds.
You can do whatever you want except anything we don't say. You can't do that.
Yeah, but, well, I think this week we learned that, and that's, again, it's just a tool for them. It's a tool. And this week, with the whole thing against Jimmy Kimmel, I think we're finally, they're seeing that we are pushing back against not just, I'm sorry, there's no segue here. But see, my point is that if you've got an issue that nobody knows about, nobody understands, you're not going to get any public pushback because people just frankly don't care enough. However, if they take Jimmy Kimmel down and, oh my God, he's my favorite late night talk show person, I'm canceling my Disney, right? You've pissed off a whole huge swath of people now. And they're on an issue like that, you will get public pushback. It is possible, right?
Well, and as we've talked about before, the way to get to these people is money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if the thing is canceling Disney is great, but if before you cancel your Disney, if you can watch a couple episodes on Hulu or Disney and see what ads are on that bitch, okay? And those are the people that you call. You say, hey, I am deleting my Disney and I saw your ad and I cannot believe that you would pay to put your ads on a bootlicker station, okay?
Yeah.
Bootlicker, dictator lover, dictator liquors, and the orange guy. All you can taste is his spray tan, like nasty.
And we've got a big problem with local media. Huge. Because Sinclair owns most of it.
Well, we got 6 or 7 billionaires that own all of the media in our country. It used to be 50. Like 30 years ago, I believe, it was over 50 different people owned the media. Yeah. It had FCC
and so you know
is
that
what it is?
I'm not sure about that. But if you're listening to your local station and it's a Sinclair station, they are expected and required to read certain articles, certain pieces of basically propaganda. And so if you want to know what the weather's going to do tomorrow on your station, you're going to be exposed to that too. That's the way it is. Until, it's not like a mom and pop station anymore. It's not the way it is.
It's not. And the thing is do you remember with Cambridge Analytica? Remember when, what's his name? What's his ass? Facebook fucker. Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg was in Congress on the floor and they were, interviewing him, or I can't remember what it's called, but the press, like if you zoom out of that photo and the look on his eyeballs were so big and all these press people are behind him and he just knows he's so fucked, but he just sold all of your fucking information, all of it. And then they used Cambridge Analytica, which is like Palantir, like a OG, gathered all of this information about you and then made the algorithm spit out exactly what it knew would make you tick. And then he made billions of dollars off of it.
Absolutely.
And then they know how to brainwash you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep saying I'll accept the cookies. Well, I accept the cookies. Where are the cookies? You know what I'm saying? I'm just making a joke. Have you ever seen any of those meme videos that it's like, oh, give me the cookies? And
that reminds me of the movie The Matrix. Do you remember when he was
honestly, I've never seen it.
You haven't?
No.
Girl.
I'm not a movie girl. I'm sorry. Accept the cookie, bitch. Better not be raisin with oatmeal raisin, and I think it's a fucking chocolate chip. I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, that's harsh when that happens, isn't it?
Well, it's mostly the expectation of thinking I'm getting a chocolate chip. Like, I like oatmeal raisin. I can admit that, but I need to know what I'm getting into prior. But I don't think we discussed what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. So, Jimmy Kimmel,
sorry, we
Jimmy
assumed
Kimmel,
a lot.
what he said made some jokes about Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't like it. There is a merger going on between Disney and, is it Paramount? Okay, so 2 huge companies are going to merge together, which we don't want them to, okay? That's like, he's like, hey, if you don't take Jimmy Kimmel off of Disney Plus or ABC, then we will not let this merger go through, essentially. You won't have FCC privileges anymore. So Disney fucking immediately took him off. So we got Colbert, we got Kimmel. Who else has been taken down? Okay. And the thing about Kimmel is when he was talking about Charlie Kirk, he actually said some of the most sympathetic shit I've heard. And this is fascism. This is they are taking away your freedom of speech. They are controlling what you can say. And when you bitches try to come in here and tell me that, oh, it's a private company, they are threatening to take away FCC privileges for companies that do not, or that criticize the government. We are supposed to have a free press, and we are allowed to criticize our government. They are taking away privileges of media companies that are saying anything negative about the government, okay? That is Russia shit. That is North Korea shit. Like, we have a Charlie Kirk day of mourning. It's October 15th.
For a guy that, frankly, most people don't even know who the hell he is. He's not an elected official.
It's also George Floyd's birthday, so you decide what you want to celebrate. But none of anything that these people have said is any different than what they have said throughout the past presidencies, okay? And it's not illegal to criticize your government, but I guess it is now if you criticize the current regime. So, what's his name? Brendan Carr, I believe, is the FCC director's name, and he is an evil motherfucker. And if you look, he just is so hypocritical because there are several videos of him talking about freedom of speech. Last year, there was a Supreme Court decision that dropped, and they ruled 9-0. And it was regarding public freedom of speech and being able to, on your private media, and to say things, and it's protected speech. And 9-0. When has our Supreme Court ever done that in the past 10 years? I don't think ever. So, and now the Trump administration is directly ruling against it. Okay. So, and these companies, these billionaire companies, are bending a knee immediately. No pushback. Fuck you, Disney. Fuck you. They've lost $4 billion in the past 3 days since they took Jimmy Kimmel off the air.
Well,
$4 billion.
Shame on them for doing that, but hopefully it's enough money that they reverse course, right? But
well, but what pisses me off is these big companies that are bending a knee think that they're just going to be able to make more money if they go along with it. Fuck you.
Yeah, right. That's where the people can make a difference, is to make it cost them more to be sycophants. So in 2019, Carr wrote on X, quote, "Should the government censor speech it doesn't like? Of course not. And the FCC does not have a roving mandate to police speech in the name of public interest," unquote. In 2020, he said he defended political satire as, quote, "one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech, a principle he seems to have abandoned when targeting Kimmel." Yeah, so 2020, that would have been election year when Biden was still president. So at that point, he's like, oh yeah, satire, because they were probably making fun of Biden and his gaffes.
Well, it's totally hypocritical. Yeah. It's just disgusting. And what I was going to say was these companies that are bending a knee because they think they're going to make more money because, we'll just go along with it. Mm-hmm. Go look in Russia. Go look in these countries that have oligarchs. You might be cool for a little while, making your money, but you're going to fall out a motherfucking window the moment that you go against or drink some rotten tea. So keep doing it and making us less safe. Well, you're going to be unsafe too. So don't think that money is yours. That money is Donald Trump's now. So fuck you.
Yeah, the Trump family's made billions of dollars through all this.
Well, and the thing is, okay, so I have found myself, I think I have agreed with some motherfuckers that, like, Roger Stone says that this is a First Amendment attack. Roger fucking Stone. Rafael Cruz.
AKA
Cancun Cruz. Fucker Carlson.
Yeah, who knew that? Yeah.
All of because they talk the most shit, and they're like, oh God. So yeah, the poem that is like first they came for.
Yep.
They're starting to realize that they are included in the poem.
Yeah, they're far down the list, but they're there. Yep.
Well, they're one pushback against the administration away from falling out the window. So I no one's safe. So if you motherfuckers want to join forces so that you can talk your shit, I can talk my shit, and we're not going to the gulag, that'd be great. I'd love that. So if we can push our differences aside of the dumb culture shit that Russia has decided we're going to fight about, it'd be really cool. I digress. What else is... Oh, speaking of media takeover, I think you should talk about the TikTok takeover. Okay, let's see. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt tells Kayleigh McEnany, I can't say her name, the TikTok deal will be signed in the coming days. Here are a few details. TikTok will be a majority owned by Americans in the United States. There will be 7 seats on the board that controls the app in the United States, and 6 of those seats will be Americans, and the data and privacy will be led by one of the greatest tech companies, Oracle. That gives me Palantir vibes, bitches. The algorithm will also be controlled by America as well. Controlled. The algorithm will be controlled. You will be
so it's
the
now
media
controlled
you
by
consume.
a couple of pro-Trump billionaires, essentially. And this all goes back to the money, people. It doesn't matter your ideology or really what your opinion is. The most powerful people with the most money are consolidating the power, and you're not going to be able to vote yourself out of this anymore.
No, and the Oracle is kind of like Palantir with their AI stuff, and so they are just suctioning in so much data, and then they're going to control the algorithm, so they're going to tell you what to think and what to buy and how to feel, more than they already are. Okay, so what are we going to do about the critical thinking and the digital literacy of this country?
Based on how the older people in our communities are, losing their shit on Facebook,
they're very emotional.
Not well. We're not going to do well at all because, the generation that spent their lives like telling us not to, get in a van with somebody and drive away, or was very suspicious of the motives of musicians and thought they were hiding like messages and backmasking and shit. Now they're like, well, Jim Bob from this organization says that there's aliens and they're putting something in the water, so you just know it's true.
You know it.
Your uncle. Your Uncle Bob said he saw on Facebook. Okay.
On the book of face.
Critical thinking is dead for them. It's gone. We ought to mourn it on October 14th instead of Charlie Kirk because it's dead.
It's been gone for a minute, but there has to. Okay, but we are seeing again. I had all these emotional men text me about their boyfriend Charlie, and one of them did the follow-up video talking about the psychological warfare. So the cognitive dissonance had an opening enough for this video about how the internet is using itself as psychological warfare to turn us against each other. Yeah. And again, I've tried to tell this man
now would be a good time to figure that out. My God.
But he literally said to me verbatim, I am going to review this and I might change my outlook and opinion.
That's fantastic. Has he watched some of the documentaries that like The Social Dilemma and things like that walk people through?
I should tell him to watch The Social Dilemma, but everybody should. Like, once you know, you can't not see it, okay? Once you know, and that is the thing about the video that my friend had sent me about the psychological warfare. Once you break it down and see the components of what's happening and slow down enough, it's blatantly obvious. It's hiding in plain sight. Everything that's happening right now is hiding in plain sight. The Epstein files, they're not even hiding, okay?
Yeah.
No, like literally you want to look up aliens on the internet, but you can't look up the Epstein files with kitty porn drawn on it, like literally a birthday book.
The birthday book.
Like Donald Trump is drawing fucking kitty porn and signing the pubic hair on it. Ew. So it's disgusting. He did.
I know. It's just gross. I can't think about it. It's disgusting.
Well, and then I bet people are going to argue with me and be like, oh, well, if she had pubic hair, she really did. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, so that's, beware, guys, beware. And also all the people that make money on TikTok, that data is going straight to Donald Trump. So yeah, I'm just saying. Ooh, do you want to talk about Tom Homan's getting caught by the FBI and then Donald Trump shutting it down?
Sure.
Because you called that shit.
I did? What did I say?
You absolutely did.
I act like I could hide my own Easter eggs at this point, but sometimes it's true. Let's see here.
Talking about, Tom Homan was caught by the FBI accepting bribes on camera to deliver government contracts in exchange for $50,000 in cash, okay? And then Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Emil Bove just swept it under the rug. So, that's not the only $50,000. So he's getting $50,000 cash a pop for getting for making these government contracts for these fucking concentration camps, okay? So, just like Alligator Alcatraz, which they fucking unloaded already. Like, they built it millions, not billions, like $400 million, and it's already gone. It's already gone. Where's the money as well? And now they can't find the people.
Yeah, have you seen the ads on TV and on the internet about like sign-on bonuses and whatnot?
They played it at the fucking football game at Mizzou yesterday. Yep. They played an ad for ICE.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they absolutely did. Yes, they did.
That's not cool.
Yes, they did. They did. So fuck you and your nursing degree that you got and have student loans for. But if you want to go be a Nazi, you can get it paid back. So speaking of the Nazis, let's see. Seriously, hundreds. So the Miami Herald is reporting that hundreds of alligator Alcatraz detainees drop off the grid after leaving the site. Okay, what does that mean? Where did they go? Just like the homeless people from DC, where are they at?
We're never going to know, Tina. They've got such a budget right now that there's a lot they can do, and we'll never know about it.
Okay, but I know Americans are going to fucking dig. So find these people. Who is on it? Because where are they putting these people? Where are they at? Are they dead? Are they alive? Are we dropping them in the ocean? Are we taking them to third world countries?
Because that is happening. That's documented too.
I know that.
Yep.
I know that. But at least those people are tracked somewhat. Like, what if you didn't know where your family member was?
Yeah, right. But the sad thing about Americans right now is that most people are like, it ain't my family, what I care.
I know, but it's very just... this is 1930s Germany, guys. What would... when you read the books and you were thinking, oh my God...
Well, I think a lot about Harry Potter, frankly. Have you read Harry Potter? Or maybe seen the movies?
Some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's like, in Harry Potter, it's like, and again, it's so crazy because the author has turned into a Death Eater herself. It's crazy.
Yeah, she just let evil fucking eat her heart out.
But in the book, people will show up to a government facility and like all the statues are gone and they're replaced with like a Charlie Kirk equivalent. You know what I mean? And they're...
Did you see the Trump golden statue with the Bitcoin?
No.
Oh, they put one of those up. It's so embarrassing. And then the morning, like, people were mad that people weren't crying enough about Charlie Kirk. Like, North Korea does that shit. Like Kim Jong-un Death Day, if you don't cry correctly, oh God. But where are the homeless people and where
did they go?
Where did the detainees go? Where are the humans at? I would like to know. And I just really makes my heart sad that my tax money is going to pay for the killing of people or whatever they are doing, the terrorization of people.
Right. I know. I agree with that.
I know. And I have to try to because if I think about it too much, then it's really...
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could just totally ignore it like the government is doing about food insecurity. They're just not measuring food insecurity anymore or measuring right-wing violence so they don't have to report on it.
Right.
Or
they don't care.
Inflation.
That's just the way it is.
We're going to fire the people who reports our inflation. We're just going to fire them because we don't like the numbers. We're going to stop testing for diseases because then we'd have to report on them. See where this is going?
That's how it goes.
Well, and then in the Pentagon, remember the White House press is now, the Pentagon made it so that if any reporter wants to report on anything, they have to get it checked by the administration.
That isn't a red flag right there.
As we're just bombing random boats from Venezuela. That's war crimes, guys. That's what the Philippine guy is at The Hague for right now.
Oh, God.
Indiscriminate killing. Sorry.
Talk to your friends, everyone. Make sure that people are aware.
And the dollar's crashing.
We'll save that for next time.
Oh, okay. And energy prices are going up because of AI data centers. Okay.
Indeed. All right. On that note, all those negative things, but we've got each other and we're, it keeps us sane to discuss it. And, that way we can have intelligent conversations with our friends when they're starting to pay attention. Give them resources as where to go to learn more and that type of thing.
And I figured out if you can start a conversation with someone with different beliefs, and you start with something you agree on.
Yeah.
You like, I found out that in my personal research here, you can, as soon as they get defensive, they close off. So,
Absolutely. 100%.
and we know this. We know this, but it's very hard to do right now. So if you can have a conversation with somebody and regulate yourself and start it off with something that you both can agree on, which again feels hard right now.
Right.
I know that they have to trust you first before they'll listen. So I don't know how you want to cultivate that. It might be too far gone at this point, but it can't be, or this is going to be a really long life.
We're going to have to make the best of it.
Yeah, good luck trying to silence my ass. Sorry.
That ain't going to happen. You'll be in a coffin going, rah!
I need to talk some shit.
All right. Well, you have a great week. We'll be back in your ears in a few days. Goodness knows what else there will be to talk about at that point. But again,
we're allowed to talk about it.
That's why we're called Wow, You Still Can.
Yeah.
And again, today is September 21st, 2025. Be safe, everybody. Bye.
You mean 1935? Okay, sorry.
Later.
Bye.